Hello ladies and gentles, and welcome to another stencil cut. This time I'm cutting the much missed Carrie Fisher as the one and only People's Princess, Princess Leia. This is going to be a play on Shepard Fairley's, how do you pronounce his name, Hope, painting of Barack Obama, but this one is going to be Carrie Fisher as Princess Leia, and the Hope being the new Hope. It's a tragedy that she's died, and this painting again, I've painted her so many times, but doing this one means more and meant more when I was cutting this one. Anyway, so let's just explain what I'm doing. This is the first layer, the detailed layer, the black layer, the layer where it'll be loads of detail, the eyelashes, the nose straws, the breaks in the lip, the hair follicles and the hair strands. So this is the one that takes the longest, hurts your finger the most, and makes you wish that you'd never started it because your hand cramps up. As you can see, the buns and the eyes are all done here. The paper here is just a card. I think it's about 300 GMS card, which is probably a touch heavy for doing this. It's probably a bit tough to cut through, but you can just about get away with it. Just using a normal scalpel and cutting her all out, and you can see all the strands and the connections. They're the spider connections. And that's me putting tape around the knife because it's hurting my finger so much. And this is her being cut, the detail layers. This is going to take a while, so I'll jump in and out when there's something interesting to tell you. So here is the Princess Leia black layer. There's her head. Princess Leia black layer. Yeah, that makes sense. As you just saw, that was two lined up, and now I'm just doing the edges, the little buns on the side of her head, so you can see it all connects together. I will lay it on the floor like this just to make sure it does all connect and line up. And here are the arms, which is nothing much because it's the black, and obviously she wears a white sort of costume, so the black on this will be very minimal on the costume, just a few lines. And now here I am cutting the highlights, so this is the white. This is a 3-layer stencil, as in midtones, black and white, or highlights, and this is the white. There's going to be an awful lot of white on layer because she's staring right at you and she's dressed in white. And now you can see just about the face there, the shape of the sculpture, the cheekbones, and then this is the folds in the clothes, how the fabric is hanging. Obviously it has a lot of highlighting, and this is what gives it movement. So this is quite a complex stencil, but not really complex as in fiddly, but complex as in making sure all those flow together nicely. And there you go, you can see how the arms line up there, up to the head. And there she is, all finished, all the white. She looks very muscly there, doesn't she? And now here is the mid-tone. So the mid-tone is the middle tone for me. Depends how many layers you do here. I'm only doing 3. The mid-tone would be, I don't know, it depends on what colours you're using, but say here I'm using black and white. This would be the grey. This is a layer which is interesting because this is your base. This is your foundations. The detail is very little because the detail is given by the white and the black, or the highlights and the lowlights. The highlights and the shadow. But here it's the shape, it's the structure, it's the foundation. So as you can see, her hair and everything is all blocked out. So it's very poppy and very blocky. And this is your foundation to build everything on. So this layer is very, very important. As a stencil, it doesn't look very good. And when you put it up on the wall or on the canvas, it doesn't look very good. It just looks like big blocks of crappy color, but this is what makes everything else pop and sit correctly. So we're getting near the end now, just finishing up the grey layer and the arms and the more of the costume here again. Like I said, not much black, but an awful lot of grey and an awful lot of white to make that cloak of Princess Leia's. As you can see, she is all now laid out and pretty big. I'm not quite sure what size this is, but it's 2 portraits of A1 in height. And there she is all together with the Hope banner, which will be underneath, which I forgot to film when I was cutting it, but you know, you can cut letters, anybody can cut letters. I think it's going to work well. I've not actually sprayed this one yet. I will be spraying it in Bristol in a few weeks' time, so if you're around, drop me a tweet and I'll tell you where I will be. Hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something. I don't know what I can really tell you because it's just card and a knife. Any questions, drop them down below. Please like, please comment, and remember to subscribe because that makes everybody much happier. I will be back soon with spraying this bad boy. Bye bye.